Welcome, everyone, to today's episode of Empowering You TV. My name is Amy, and I'm so excited because this is going to be a great show. I'm right now living in Calgary, Alberta, but I grew up in Pickering, Ontario, which is about 20 minutes east of Toronto. In each episode, you will hear remarkable stories of women who've beaten the odds, risen above all challenges, and are now living their amazing lives full on like the brave, empowered women they're born to be. For more information or to be featured on the Empowering You TV show, please reach out to me, Amy at inchbyinchempowerment.com. I am booking up till the rest of 2017, so let's get you in that time chunk before the end of the year is out. For today's show, I am so excited to introduce you to Julie. Now, Julie and I actually haven't met in person yet. We are connected through Facebook, and she's really an amazing gal. Let me just read you a snapshot of her, who she is, and her story. Julie became a health and fitness coach almost 3 years ago when trying to find herself, battling depression, anxiety, and bulimia. She knew that after a month of this was her calling, to inspire and empower other women to be their best selves, that they can overcome the obstacles that they're facing. She's a 2-star diamond ranking coach, a Success Club 10 All-Star, and has helped over 100 women regain their confidence, lose weight, and inches. She's helped them to have healthy relationships with food, which is important. She is extremely passionate about helping others and sees no end in sight to her coaching and instructing career. Holy Hannah! Hello, Miss Julie. How are you today?
Great, Amy. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited.
You're awesome. I can't wait to dive into everything that you're up to. So I know where you are living in the world, but how about you share where you are? Where do you live?
Well, I am in Vulcan, Alberta. It's a small town compared to where I used to live, kind of southeast of Calgary, if anybody knows where that is. I came from near Toronto, Ontario. So it's a huge step going from population of millions down to a few thousand. So
yeah. Now, whereabouts did you grow up?
Belleville. It's about an hour and a half east of Toronto.
Yeah, on the other side, because I grew up in Pickering.
Oh, yeah, perfect. So you know exactly where I am at.
I do know exactly where you grew up. Yeah. So let's dive into your story. I know it's a pretty powerful one, so I'm curious to hear all about it. So what in your life have you overcome, and care to share briefly with us your story?
Oh, okay. I gotta tell you, I am a crier, guys, so I'm sorry. Please bear with me.
All good.
What have I overcome? Well, okay. All right, already starting. So I'll start out in the very beginning. As a girl going to public school, I had 0 friends. I was the heaviest kid in my class until grade 6. So that was hard. I was bullied every day. So that was a big thing for me. I didn't have any friends at all. So once grade 6 came, I started to get a little more out of my shell, and this is a huge part of the reason why I do what I do. There was a girl who was bigger than I was, and instead of being there to help her, I was the one that kind of put the attention on her because it took it off of myself. But that's part of my story in a little bit. Also, then growing up, fast forward to about high school, I still had a weight issue, and I resorted to bulimia. That was something that I had from the age of 15 until only just over 2.5 years ago. That was a huge part of my life, but finally I have beaten that. Also, I have had, I know there's a big thing on Facebook right now about the Me Too, and that I have had, I was sexually abused as a preteen, and it's still not fully came to light yet. So that's a really hard thing to talk about still, but I am getting past it, and I'm working through it and helping others as well. I've had a lot of bad abusive relationships, and it was something that I think I kind of brought on myself as well. Just thinking that I needed it. But yeah, that's all something that I have moved past from. There's just a little bit that I'm still working on, but it's getting there. Whew.
Good job.
Oh, that felt good to get that off my chest.
You did it. Thank you. And thank you for sharing and being vulnerable. And, you know, just you sharing your story, that it let other ladies know who are watching and listening that they're not alone.
Yes.
That you've been through XYZ, that they can get through whatever that thing is they're dealing with right now. And that's why I started this Empowering You TV show, is to share ladies and their stories, to say, look, you're not alone, that you can get through this. So I commend you for sharing your story, and thank you for sharing. And you did it without crying, so that's a good thing, good step.
So far.
So far, so good. Now, if we were to take a moment, though, and think, for you to think about if you could change anything in your life that you experienced, would you change anything, and why not?
I love this question when people ask me, because there's so much to my past. It's hard to, keep it short and sweet. So I had problems with drugs. I had problems with drinking. I was a horrible person, and I can admit that. But of all of the bad things that I've done, all the things that have happened to me, I don't regret any of it. I don't wish that I could change it. Because if I changed anything that I went through or have overcame, I wouldn't be able to help others the way that I can now, because I've been there and I've been through it and I know how they feel. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, totally. And thank you for that answer, because I get asked, the same thing. Would I change anything that I've experienced? And yeah, growing up as a young girl, being bullied like yourself between grades 3 and grade 8, for many different reasons, take your pick of the day, and being born premature in 1976, and then experiencing an emotional dating abuse and stalking and crappy relationship in university. Would I change any of it? No. It's made me who I am. It's made me stronger to step forward and say, yeah, the hashtag Me Too, yeah, me too, and I choose to do something about it. And I did a Facebook Live this morning about that, actually, and I said, yeah, that happened, but I'm choosing to step forward. I'm choosing to work with the next generation of girls.
Yes.
And go forward that way. So yeah, I totally get that whole piece. So you've hinted at it, so I'm curious what this answer is going to be. So Julie, what is your why? Why do you do what you do today?
Oh, I might need to get some Kleenex for this one. So I had notes, but I'm putting them away. So why I do what I do today, there is so many reasons, and I will cry guaranteed, because, okay, so first off, I do this for myself. Too many times have I put myself last in everything, because we're always worried about everybody else. We do need to take care of ourselves first. So first and foremost, I'm doing this for me, for my health, for my confidence, and now for my family. I'm doing this to provide for them a life that I never had. I'm doing this to be able to build our dream home. I'm doing this for just a life that I've never had either, and something that I know that I can achieve because my whole mindset has shifted. But not only that for myself and my family, but for the helping other women. Like the bulimia, eating disorders, and struggling with that number on the scale, not knowing how to deal with this weight issue. Like, I say weight issue because, it's learning proper nutrition. But I was obsessed with that number on the scale. And I know that there's other women out there that are like me. So that is why I am doing this, is so I can help them find what I've found and get past that number, past that typical like diet and that you have to be a size 0 or any of the stereotypical stuff. I want them to know that, you know, they can do these things that they thought were impossible, that they can regain their confidence, that they can feel sexy and feel good and look good and be empowered. And all of my girls, when they tell me like that they've wore a pair of pants that they haven't had on since like the end of high school, I'm like, what? So that is what keeps me going, is knowing that I'm helping others move where they like get to where they want to be. Oh.
Good. That's why you do what you do. That's awesome.
There's like so many different reasons, but yeah.
Yeah.
Say I do it for knowing that I'm helping other women.
Mm-hmm. And that's important. Now, again, we've circled it, and I know this goes into what you do for your business just by hearing you talk about it. So what is your business about, and what do you do?
Okay, so I am a health and fitness coach. I am an independent Beachbody coach. So I know a lot of people have heard Beachbody. And you know, it's kind of funny because I heard it a long time ago and I was like, oh, there's another one of them scams. But I did finally give it a chance, and it has changed my life. So what it is, it's not like any, you know, diet or some fad. They've been around in Canada for over 5 years and in the States for over 10. And it's relearning proper nutrition, not just don't eat this, eat this, eat this. Because I've went to a whole bunch of different, you know, those weight loss clinics, and they give me a meal plan. They didn't tell me why I can't eat this and why I should eat this. They just give you a meal plan, take these pills, and you'll lose weight. Well, yeah, you lose weight because you're eating a strict meal plan. You're not getting like the foods that you love. So as soon as you go off of a diet, you gain the weight back. I've done this over and over and over again since I was 16. So trying Beachbody and seeing how that you can learn how to eat better and not deprive yourself of the things you love, and then incorporating exercise in as well. It's what we're supposed to be doing. A little bit of exercise every day, eating right, not depriving yourself, and fueling your body with a superfood shake. Like not the regular meal replacement or protein shakes that you see, but it's full of vitamins and nutrients to help your body function better. It reduces cravings. And like I have to say that the Shakeology that we have has helped me. Like that's what I started drinking to be able to stop my binging and purging. Mm-hmm. I've never been able to say no to cinnamon buns before until now.
Cinnamon buns, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cinnamon buns, brownies, all of that stuff. Was if it's there, I'm eating it all. But no, it's a community of other women. There is men as well, but it depends. For my coaching, me personally, I'm committed to helping other women. But yeah, it's just about a huge community, all supportive. Like we lift each other up, we empower, we inspire. There's no cattiness like you'd find in a big corporation. I worked at Tim Hortons. That was horrible. You didn't know who was going to talk about you the next day. So having it, so whenever you have an achievement that you want to share, people are proud of you. They're not jealous. They're not like, oh, well, she got that for whatever. They're genuinely happy for you. So it's the community, it's inspiring, empowering, it's health, fitness, and relearning proper nutrition, not just here you go. This is what you're supposed to do. It's not. We actually teach you.
That's good. That's a good thing. Yeah, because there's many, like I've heard of Beachbody. I have, so yourself, and I have friends that, do, and nothing against any of them. Like I have friends that do isogenics, friends that do the actual Shakeology one, and friends that do Arbonne and everything. It's what I've been hearing is find what works for you and do that. Because everybody is different and everybody is the same all at the same time. So it's find out what works for you. So yeah, that's pretty awesome that you do. And I know you have conferences and you go and you get to meet everybody and network, and it's really remarkable. Now, I said in your bio that you have worked with at least 100 women or more. So do you have a testimonial you can share, or just a story of one of your clients who's changed from working with you?
I do. Is it okay if I read an email that she sent me? Okay, I will. And I will probably cry because I always get emotional when anybody shares anything with me. Okay. Oh, where'd it go? Whew, okay. Hi, my name is Teresa, and I would like to tell you about the difference Julie and Beachbody have made in my lives. Last winter, I was in the darkest place I had been in a very long time. I was depressed. I hated the way I looked. I didn't like the life I was leading. I felt alone and misunderstood. To top that off, I was the heaviest I'd ever been. I was even heavier than when I was pregnant. I hated myself. Then I was invited to a free Facebook group and introduced to a wonderful lady named Julie. Julie would talk about this amazing plan she was doing. It was making her happy and healthy. And yep, another snake oil salesman, I thought. I'm not sure exactly why, but I was still drawn to her. She had that kind of personality. Before I knew it, I was signing up for a trial of her Wonder Group. I must say I gave Julie a very hard time. It had to be a scam. I had tried lots of these plans, nothing worked. But wait, my shirt is a little looser. It must be coincidence. Then we started talking about our why. We dug deep, and I started to realize how I was sabotaging myself. I started to like myself a little bit more. Hey, my pants are a bit looser. This may work. By the end of 30 days, I was 10 pounds lighter and a whole lot happier. That was back in March. I am proud to say I am now 44 pounds lighter since that start. I have went from a size 18 to a size 10. Sorry. And even that is a little loose. I have a new outlook on life. Julie has taught me to fixate on the positive, which is my new life mantra. Julie has cheered my every success, kicked me in the pants when I was lazy, laughed with my joy, and cried with my tears. Julie is such an inspiration. She even showed me that I, the person that hated herself a few months ago, could help others heal their wounds and work on being the best they can be. Julie is not only my coach, she is a friend I have never had the pleasure of meeting yet. Actually, she's more than a friend. She is a sister. I honestly know I would not have the success I've had without Julie and the Beachbody program.
Yay! That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. So that's right there.
That is why I do what I do.
That is why you do what you do. And now, and there's many other ladies out there that you've worked with and you've helped, and that's just one. Yay! Good job. So I have a few fun questions now to ask you. And the first one is, how do you stay empowered in your own life? How do you keep going?
Well, sometimes it's hard. I will say that because, if everything was easy, everyone would do it. But when the times start, when I start to feel like maybe this isn't working, then I look back on these messages that I get from these wonderful women. So my team, as I call them, my tribe, they help to keep me empowered. Also, personal development. I was never one to read until Beachbody's, one of their requirements is to read personal development or listen to podcasts. So that was something I was like, what? I don't need to do that. So I started actually doing it, and I was like, wow, I feel better. I'm learning things. I like, it depends on the book that you read, but there's just so many books out there that help with your mindset, help with whatever you're struggling with, like maybe it's anxiety or depression, maybe even like time management, because I was always, how are you doing? Everybody will say, I'm busy. That's what everybody says. So time management was a huge one for me to work on, and I'm still working on it. I think once we stop learning or growing, we stop growing. So that's why I continuously am reading all the time, trying to fill my head with all of this helpful, positive, inspiring stuff that maybe, if I wasn't reading it, I know that I wouldn't be able to keep going. Personal development and my girls. Those are what keep me going, and my family, of course. But
that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that the Beachbody System program for independent people, independent workers or distributors, have the personal growth work part to it. That's pretty cool. That's neat. I like that. Yeah. So speaking of books and things, what's a movie or a book or a song that empowers you to keep going forward?
Well, a song, I like that. I Am a Fighter, and Christina Aguilera, Fighter. And then my book, I have it out because I wanted everybody to see the cover. I know it's probably backwards, but...
Actually, no, it's not. It's right side up.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Okay, so John C. Maxwell, Failing Forward. Best book ever. I will reread this, and reread this. Because a lot of the times when you think that you're failing or, that didn't work, I give up, it's not a fail. It's a lesson, as long as you learn from it. So that book, that's my go-to all the time.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's I like books and I love movies and song. One of the songs that I love, and it's been pretty prominent the past few months with me, is by Andrea Day, called Rise Up. And it's a pretty powerful song. And as for books, if I can just go off camera for a second. Whoop. I actually want to share a book that I just bought like yesterday. So I haven't even read it, but it's written by a friend of mine. And she's one of my femtors in business. And her book, her new one, and it is backwards, it's called Let's Be Curious. I think it looks backwards to me, anyway.
It's right side to me.
That's weird. So it's called Let's Be Curious by Deborah Kozowski, and she's local, or Albertan, and I am excited to read it because she always has me asking questions and expanding and thinking more and asking more questions on how to get things. So I'm excited to read it. So
let me know.
Yeah, I will. So what is a simple step that our viewers can do to empower themselves?
A simple step? Well, I'll say it might not be so simple, but believing in yourself. Having belief in yourself that you can do the things that you thought you couldn't do. I think that's probably the biggest one, but I don't know how simple it is. It took me a while, but start there. Positive affirmations in the morning as well.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's really smart. Now, let's take a moment, and this, because of your past, and with me, it's an interesting question too, but what is one message that you want to tell the next generation of girls about empowering themselves? So, for example, if you could go back in time and tell your 11-year-old self something, what would that be?
I have to say, also the believing in yourself. Like, I was always told that you can't have that, you can't do that, you're not good enough. So not doubting yourself. Like, if you want to do something, go out and do it. You can get there. you believe in yourself and you keep trying and you don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Go after your dreams.
That's a really good one. Yep. And that's still what I work with young girls, and I'm like, yeah, like, do the dream and dream bigger, and it's okay to dream bigger. And, some days people may say, oh, you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that. And, that may even come from a caring adult in your world, that they may say, oh, you can't do whatever. Just be yourself and do what you can do. And I think there's a song by Indy Ari, I think that's how I pronounce her name, and I think the title of the song is Just Do You. Yeah, so I'm going to look it up, and if I can find it, I'll share it later. But yeah, I think it's called Just Do You, and it's by Indy Ari. She has another song out called I Am Light. They're one of her songs too. So she's pretty cool.
I'm writing those down.
Okay. So who is someone, Julie, you want to thank, who inspires you to be your best self, who's helped you when going through a difficult time? If you could write a thank you card to that person, what would it say? And who is that person?
Oh boy, this is another part that I probably will cry. I'll probably bawl. I'll try not to. But I do have a lot of people that do keep me going, and a lot of people that inspire me. But the biggest one is my dad. Oh boy. And I just have to say that, and I'm going to get all teary-eyed. So let's go all the way back to the beginning of life. So my dad was a jerk. He was a jerk, and he will admit that. My parents got divorced when I was 8, and Dad had remarried right away to this just complete psycho. But she ended up taking him for everything he had. And my dad was pretty well off then. So he went from having a life of luxury, and we go on trips and stuff, to nothing. He lived in a trailer. So I think that, as much as I just want all the good stuff to happen to Dad, but I think that was a turning point for him, and then he completely changed. Everything changed. So he started his own company, his own business, and he had chip trucks. I know out here they call them, I think, just food wagons, but
yeah, I know what a chip truck is.
Yeah, you do, but Albertans are like, what's a chip truck? But yeah, the fry wagon. And so he was an entrepreneur from the beginning, because before that he had a tow truck business. So I've just watched him go from somebody that, I'm sure he wasn't happy or proud of, to completely changing everything and just being so positive and inspirational. And I know how hard it is for, and I won't hide anything, for any girls to, or boys for that matter, to come out and tell anybody that they were sexually abused. And then the hardest part on top of that is when nobody believes you. My dad was the only one who did. So, sorry. Okay. So I was 15 when I told him, and I think from then on, my dad's and my relationship got so much stronger and so much better. And he's just, ever since then, he's always been there, because after 15, I did drugs, and I ended up sending my daughter, I was pregnant at 17, and I sent her to go live with her dad in Alberta, because I was still in Ontario at the time. But my dad was always there to support me and to try to help me. I had a drinking problem for a lot of years, and drugs after I sent my daughter. That's when it got really bad. And Dad was still always there trying to help me and get me through this. Even though I didn't want it, it took me a while to figure it out on my own. But he still always tried constantly. And I don't know where I would be if he wasn't always in my life the way he was. I probably could have ended up dead. That scary to say, but that's probably something that could have happened. So I don't even know how to start a thank you letter. It would be, Dear Dad, I'm so grateful to have you in my life. You were the only one that believed in me, and continues to support me and believe in me through all of my ventures that I've ever tried. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, man.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah. That's really cool. So the interesting thing is, Julie, yesterday when I was out at Cross Iron Mills, just out north of the city, to get the book by Deborah, for the first time in a very long time, I actually picked up thank you cards.
Aw.
For the first time, and I'm like, it's time for me to do some thank you cards. So yeah, and like I'll have to handwrite them out. So, and it's really cool. I did this last year, this year still, 2017, after Christmas. So in January, I chose 3 friends that were really supportive and really helpful through the past year, and I invited them over for dinner, and I made sure it was all safe for everybody to eat what we were having, because one of the girls she's realizing she's sensitive to gluten and so on. So I found pizza that was gluten-free, dairy-free. It actually didn't taste too bad. And we had a salad and also a cheesecake that again was gluten-free, dairy-free. So everybody was happy. But I had them over for dinner, and I actually wrote them letters of thank you, and with some funny moments and some more serious moments. And last year in 2016, I turned 40, and these 3 ladies actually planned my surprise birthday party. And at the party, we actually took a selfie together, the 4 of us. So that picture I printed and put into frames, and I gifted it to them. That was my thank you. So I encourage anyone to consider doing that at any point of the year, like just, inviting a couple of friends over and sitting down and saying, thank you. This is my gratitude to you, and thank you. So, Julie, what's coming up that our viewers should know about? Like, do you have another free little thing going on with your Beachbody stuff, or?
I actually have a 7-day clean week starting on the 23rd. So it's just clean eating. There will be recipes. There's a meal plan if they'd like to follow. There is also the option of trying a Shakeology sampler with the workouts, because I know like people may not want to just dive right in and buy this. So there is a 1-week sampler that they can get. But if they don't want to try it, that's totally fine. I love doing my free groups. This one is, like I said, clean eating and recipes. I also have a 28-day workout program, and then this includes the Shakeology. Workouts is a brand new workout. I don't know if many people know, but Autumn Calabrese, she's the one who has done the 21-day fix. She has a brand new program coming out. So it's called A Little Obsessed. So I won't say too much on that because it's brand new and it'll be super excited. But that starts November 6th. And then I will also have, what else do I have? I did a kitchen declutter group that ended last weekend, and I'm going to, I'll add new people to it, and we're going to start on the bathroom. So I don't do just health and fitness. We do cleaning and stuff too. So it's kind of like an accountability group to tackle areas of your house room by room. So it's not like one big job. You can just do a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
So lots of stuff.
Yeah, lots coming up. Yeah. Now, and let's go bigger. So, Julie, what's next? Or what's another intention that you've set for yourself?
Well, I actually just gotten my Insanity Alive training certificate. So I am now able to do live classes teaching the Insanity live workouts. So I'm pretty pumped about that. But now that I've gotten that, I'm going to be going after more courses. So in February, I will be doing my PIO live certification as well as P90X certification, or P90X live certification, sorry. And then, I'm not sure. We just keep goals getting bigger and bigger all the time. I have, for like my business wise, I want to help another 100 women before the end of the year.
Cool.
So that's a big goal.
That's pretty awesome. That's a good intention. That's really good. Awesome. Now, with everything you have going on, what's the best way they can contact you?
Facebook, email, or phone. I'm one of the people that still likes to talk on the phone. So,
okay. So what's an email address and what's a phone number? The reason why I'm asking is because later, when this goes to everybody be watching us, I'll put your contact information below. So what's the best email? And if you want to give me the phone number, you can do that too.
Okay, well, my phone number is 403-433-0045. I had to think about that. I don't always call myself.
That's okay. That's your number and your email.
The email is fit.a.f.fitness, FITNESS, @hotmail.com.
Okay. Alrighty. They will appear. As you're speaking about this, they'll just kind of magically appear below.
Perfect.
Great. I know. Yeah. The magic of editing is a wonderful thing. So guess what, Julie? We've actually come to the end.
Oh, wow.
I know. So thanks for being on the show. And do you have any final words of wisdom that you want to share with our viewers today?
Well, I want to say to everybody, because I know this is the biggest thing for me, don't look at your past as a burden. Look at it as lessons for the future to be able to help and inspire others. So never regret the things that have happened, as bad as they may have been. Just know that there is a purpose behind it. Try and find the reason and the purpose and use it moving forward.
That's good. That's like magic. That's awesome. That's so great. It was such a pleasure having you on the show today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much for having me. That was so great.
You're welcome. So just hang on a second and I'll talk to you in a minute.
Okay.
So that's our show for the day, everyone. If you want to be featured on Empowering You TV, just like Julie, our guest today, then reach out to me. I would love to feature you on the show to spread your message on a global scale. Currently, I am booking next month and beyond. So let's get you in ASAP. And remember, just like Julie actually just said, that, inch by inch, you can overcome any challenge that is in front of you. I do believe in you, and I know you can get through anything. Till next time, be brave, be bold, and be yourself. Bye.